Business owners can now stop by to pay their taxes, apply for new licenses, and have general transaction privilege tax questions answered. Hours of operation are from Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Friday from 8 a.m. to noon. Stop by and visit us at 55 North Center Street in downtown Mesa, or online at aztaxes.gov. Nearly 100 high school students participated in Hacktivate Mesa this past January. Teams analyzed data provided by Mesa's open data system to tackle community issues such as public safety, recycling, and homelessness. Some of the ideas generated are being implemented, and past sponsors are eager to see the results.
I think it really helps us learn more about the community. You know, we work directly with the city and the police department, but this involves the citizens, and so it was really nice to see the young kids looking into data and maybe finding a career path out of participating in an event like this.
Well, this allows us to see that we are more than what we're told we are, because a lot of times you're like, oh, well, you're a teenager. You are not going to do anything right now. You're not old enough. You can't do this yet. And we can. We can make such a big difference in our community because we have a newer perspective than what's been shown in the current climate.
This is a great partnership between the city and the schools and the business community that brings together some really talented, smart young people in our community and asks them to use the data that the city has accumulated to help us make good decisions. Because the outcome from these problem solvers that are working on this is really quite valuable and gets incorporated into what we do as a community. So I hope the business community will gather around and help the city and the schools to make Hacktivate Mesa a great program and another huge success this year.
Past winners were from Mesa and Red Mountain High School. The best overall analysis was on the topic of health and safety in our community from the Red Mountain STEM team. To learn more about this program or to get involved, visit hacktivatemesa.org or call 480-644-2495.
To help stop the spread of respiratory diseases like the coronavirus, please avoid contact with people who are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw it away. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. Stay at home when you are sick, except to get medical care. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
One of the needs in the community that was expressed is the food banks are actually lacking those non-perishable goods, canned goods, nutritious foods. So as a city, we're going to do canned food drives, a weekly canned food drive in each district.
A hazard for you and large service vehicles. Overgrown trees make it difficult for city vehicles to get their job done. All vegetation near a roadway should be trimmed back to 14 feet over a street and 8 feet over.
So as part of the Mesa Cares Feeding Mesa program, Handlebar Diner thought it was a great idea to be able to provide our nurses and our healthcare workers with a nice meal, a nice lunch. So today we're preparing burrito bowls.
I love being a part of Mesa, the culture out here. So anything I can do to help out the city and help out, everyone that works in the city, I do whatever I can.
This is the busiest ER in the entire state of Arizona, the 9th busiest ER in the United States of America. So this is a very busy facility, large ER department.
They feel appreciated. Honestly, they're working hard every single day, so to have a gift like this generous donation of lunch, makes them truly feel appreciated by the community when they're serving the community.
COVID came at us and we, literally had to reevaluate what we were going to do. Most everybody that works here is family, and many of them rely 100%. This is 100% of the income that they get. It's a tremendous amount of pressure. They took all of the dining room out, and for a bakery, you kind of need people to walk in the front door to be able to kind of shop with their eyes and their stomachs. And when that went down, it was pretty hard for us to kind of reinvent ourselves to do things to keep busy. We heard about the help with the rent and the help with the utilities. This time of year it's always tough, but then to have
COVID on top of that,
restrictions
then it was
and all
like,
of that,
oh my gosh, what are we going to do?
We started the program to help support small businesses. Obviously during these tough economic times and COVID affecting everything, we were able to help stimulate our local small business economy and help them pay with rent, different fixed costs that they have every single month.
Really, the bulk of our economy is directly tied to small business. So we need to be very aware of that and very engaged, and those are the businesses that really are the most at risk during an economic downturn.
And so to have something like this,
The support from the city.
yeah, something like this was like a breath of fresh air.
It gives us pride in having a business and owning a business in Mesa.
Falcon Field Airport includes a variety of aviation facilities and services, compasses 3,800 feet. More than 400 city-owned hangars and numerous privately owned hangar facilities. Nearly 100 businesses on Falcon Field provide more than 1,000 jobs. The City of Mesa-owned airport has a professional staff along with a friendly FAA-operated air traffic control tower who ensure the facility and airspace are safely and efficiently managed. Whether you are looking to build an aircraft from the ground up, or if you need aircraft maintenance, inspections, avionics, interiors, or paint, there is a rich network of aviation businesses on Falcon Field and in the surrounding 7,000-acre Falcon Business District to serve your aviation needs.
Mesa Forensic Services Firearms Unit. This is an overview of what this unit can do. Function testing. Does the gun work as designed? Bullet cartridge case examinations using a comparative microscope. Did they come from the same gun? Serial number restoration. Is a serial number obliterated? We may be able to get that back. Distance determination. How far was the muzzle of the gun from the target when it was fired? NIBIN. Preliminary entry of fired casings for possible leads to other scenes. Tool marks. Scratches or cuts made on one object by another object. Function testing. This evaluation determines if a firearm functions in a safe and normal manner. This is an in-depth examination and will include such things as trigger pull, safety function, mechanical issues, etc. Bullet cartridge case examinations. Components collected from shooting scenes such as fired cartridge cases and fired bullets can be compared to each other and to collected firearms to determine a common source. Answering the question, were these bullets or cases fired from this gun? Or were these bullets or cases fired from one gun or multiple guns? Serial number restoration. The unit has a number of tools and methods for restoring serial numbers. Distance determination. We have the physical and chemical means to determine how far away the muzzle of a firearm was from the target. It is also possible to use a shotgun spread pattern to determine distance in situations where a shotgun was used. NIBIN test fire and NIBIN entry. This is a screening tool in which fired cartridge cases, both test fired and from the scene, are entered into a database and are searched against other cartridge cases previously entered from other agencies. Tool marks. Anywhere a tool was used and left a mark, this method can be used. We can compare the marks left by a tool to the tool itself for a common source.
Really excited to be at the canned food drive today at the Red Mountain multi-generation facility here at Red Mountain Park. The community response throughout this pandemic has really been very heartwarming and very fun to see. Typically, we've been at events like this where there's long lines of cars and they pump their brakes and we fill their trunks with food. We got the opposite going on today, where cars are showing up and they're contributing food.
We are accepting food donations for the Mesa Care program. We know there are many families here in Mesa that are experiencing food insecurity. This is a way that the city of Mesa can assist many of those families here in the city that are in need. And we hope that we have many people donating food items to this wonderful program. Appreciate that City of Mesa has taken up this initiative to launch the Mesa Care program. It's very, very important during this pandemic. We need to be able to support our residents, and this is our city's efforts in trying to provide support, relief, and security to many of these individuals that are currently suffering as a result of the pandemic.
This pandemic has been about protecting our physical health and doing what we can to slow the spread of the virus, but it's also taken a toll on our mental and emotional health. And so events like this that give us an opportunity to do positive things, to try to make the situation better, I think have been really good for all of us.
Hi everyone, Ranger Burton here with the City of Mesa Park Rangers. I'm going to go over a few how-tos, do's and don'ts within the City of Mesa in regards to our community fishing waters. During fishing, you want to make sure you don't get in this water. Don't jump in, No swimming is allowed. Tend to your own poles. You are allowed 2 poles per angler. Again, we want to make sure that we don't feed the wildlife and you cast within a proper distance of other people. So after we're done fishing, let's make sure to clean up after ourselves. Let's make sure to use all of the trash cans. We do utilize these black tubes that help with collecting all of your unwanted tangled line, lures, hooks. You can utilize those to dispose of those. Lastly, if we see any suspicious activity around the lakes, we want to go ahead and contact Arizona Game and Fish and report any suspicious activity. Remember guys, come out, have fun, enjoy our waters, be safe.
A lot of these families rely on us for a safe environment for their children and rely on us for their food. And we took a significant hit in the enrollment. We did shut down for a couple weeks.
You know, the Small Business Emergent Act has allowed businesses to apply for federal funding that we received. That allowed us to immediately start a process in reaching out to the business community and say, hey, we're going to deliver these platforms and get the money out to businesses.
We were stunned, you know, and relieved. We were so relieved. It provided us with a lot of cushion. We were under a lot of stress. You know, this is our income. This is our life. We weren't flailing, but we were in a panic, in the calm panic, and it really helped us, you know, keep our traction, keep our heads.
That's unique about us is that City of Mesa and Midwest Food Bank take care of all the statistical information that's needed. So by the time the food gets to House of Refuge, all we ask is that you drive up, we put the food in your car, and you can drive away. We don't need any kind of information. So we're encouraging people, no matter who you are, if you're hungry, if your family is in need, come on out and get a food box.
Well, it has put a pretty big damper on, you know, the lifestyle that we're used to. So, you know, with the organizations helping out, it has been really a good ordeal.
There was a lot of people that were furloughed. There was a lot of people that were just let go as businesses were closing. You know, and the need is great, and people are, it hit at such an inopportune time, right? The market was really doing great. And so as we start to recover, you know, needs like this are out there to help people make it through the hard times until they can get back on their feet and get back to work and become sustainable again. So that's why we're here.
We're here. These food boxes have about 3 to 4 meals in them. We want to make sure that they get into your
build. So we have to have a variety to kind of meet all those needs in that, but we're definitely greens focused. So half of the farm is dedicated to growing salad greens. We produce about 600 pounds of salad greens every single week that goes to all those different outlets, and we feel like we grow those really well and at a really high quality. Try to do something a little different. So we grow more baby root vegetables with a smaller, less mature carrots, for example. They just tend to be sweeter, more tender, more nutrient dense at that stage. We grow mini heads of lettuce, we grow kale, collards, chard, radishes, turnips. We use our greenhouses to grow the more frost-sensitive crops, and so the greenhouse is open and closed throughout the day based on thermostats in them so that we're always regulating the temperature of those two. We can feed the soil, take care of all the life that is in the soil, all the microbes in that, then the byproduct is just good vegetables. We're trying to look at nature as our model, and so you'll see around here we even have bird houses and pollinator houses and different flowers for, attracting those pollinators. So we're trying to create our own little ecosystem of biodiversity so that we have beneficial birds and bats and owls and all those pollinators that are kind of taking care of itself. We love this job where we can feed our community and interact with our community, and really everybody is a possible customer because we all eat, right? And so to be able to give, in this day and age where we have so much processed and chemical-laden food, to give a healthy alternative, I think is really, really important. Twice a year we do open houses where you can come tour the farm and kind of learn more about our practices and see all the cool tools we use. Our farm store is open on Wednesdays between 4 and 7 p.m. and then on every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Not only do we stock our vegetables and eggs and honey, but we also have some other amazing local purveyors, Proof Bread and Queen Creek Olive Mill and Peixoto Coffee. And so it's truly like set up to be a shopping market where it's the staple foods that you can get on a regular basis. And so we're trying to encourage people to think that way and to get things fresh and recently made.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
A lot makes a good bread. The fermentation, I would also say a really nice crust, and I would say a really beautiful, soft, and somewhat moist inside. What doesn't make a good bread is speed. Proof started in 2014, and for the majority of its time, it's been a cottage bakery. Amanda and I actually bought Proof from another Mesa resident, Jared Allen. Well, we were on a trip to Poland years ago, and we discovered, or I should say rediscovered, really nice bread. We came back feeling like we needed to find similar bread here to eat. We stumbled upon Proof after this trip to Poland, and we were loyal customers. It was a Friday night. The first thing we wanted to do was go to the market the next day and buy our bread. So we showed up. The lady knew me because I shop there every single week. So she handed me a loaf that she had set aside, knowing that Amanda and I would come for it, and she said, "He's moving." And I was sort of immediately shocked by this, and "What do you mean he's moving?" And she explained to me that the bakery was going to shut down within a few weeks and that Jared was moving out of state. So that was Saturday. By the following Wednesday, I was up at 3:30 in the morning and driving towards another Mesa garage near downtown. I showed up at 4 and I was learning how to make bread for the first time. We have two main market days, Wednesdays and Saturdays. On Wednesdays, you can find us in Gilbert and Agritopia in the evenings. And on Saturdays, you can find us throughout the valley. You can find us in Mesa, you can find us in Gilbert, and 2 locations in Phoenix. We also deliver to a handful of restaurants, and as well as Sing Farms on Sundays, which is another market. We have a whole line of breads and pastries, everything from small snacks that you can get while you're walking around the market, like our green olive sticks, if you like salty snacks. We use Queen Creek Olive Mill olives in those. We have other small items. We're very well known for our croissants. Our pain au chocolat, which is our sort of chocolate croissant. We use a local craft chocolate made in Chandler by another artisan, much like ourselves, working in a cottage format. It's a beautiful item, along with our almond croissant and our standard sourdough croissant. We make these seasonal danishes every week. Then going into our breads, we do a full line of sourdough breads, everything from standard sourdough, which comes in a variety of sizes, small or large. We do English muffins, that are sourdough English muffins, as you experience our breads more, there's multigrain and fruit and nut and all kinds of other options. We're just now starting to dabble with sourdough rise, which would be on the heartiest end of the breads that we're making. I believe that we are sort of returning to a place that we know where our food comes from and we know who produces our food. And I think that we as humans deserve that. We deserve the community that is spurred on because of that. So I get excited about continually making better and better products so that on Saturday I can see my regulars and tell them about it. We have the same people coming back for our bread week after week after week, and fortunately, new people.
Them to change the world.
Who's with